The best way to talk about Gorescript is to call it a Doom clone. I should specify, I'm talking about the 1993 version. The level layout and speed give it a very similar feeling. The map even looks as I remember it. If I wasn't going to reference an old game to describe Gorescript, well, Gorescript is a first-person shooter with speed and a lot of enemies. It has a scoring system and multiple difficulties that raise your score multiplier. The gameplay moves pretty quick. I suggest increasing the mouse sensitivity as it didn't quite match the movement speed. You'll want as much reaction time as possible to keep an eye on enemies. My strategy has evolved. At first, I was trying to kill everything, but I would move through the levels slowly. There is a timer, and I realized that the game wants you to be moving quickly. Next, I started ignoring a lot of the enemies and trying to collect keys to get to the end as fast as possible. Only killing the enemies that get in my way. You have to be very careful because you can get surrounded and blocked in. This becomes less of an issue after you get jump boots, which is where my strategy has evolved to now. I'm still ignoring the enemies, but I'm bunny hopping around trying to land on their heads to kill them. One of your starting weapons is a shield and hammer. Well, I mean, kind of a weird choice for a first-person shooter, but it's useful. With the shield, you can reflect shots back at the blue triangle-shaped enemies. The hammer is powerful but has a slight cooldown, so you'll get good at moving in and out of range. It's a good risk-reward weapon because of this. I find myself switching back to it even if I have plenty of ammo, because it's just better in some situations. You'll also start with the shotgun, and it's got a lot of power behind it, especially if you're close. Other weapons are scattered around the world. So far I've picked up a laser rifle and rocket launcher. They all have good force behind them and feel good to shoot. The ammo pickups give ammo to all currently carried weapons. There are also items around the world. The spawns are random, so sometimes you might get a gun and other times you might get an item. If you have a favorite item, you can actually restart the first level over and over until you get the one you want to start with. They have a bonus and negative effect, and it's up to you if you want to equip it. Actually, the boots become equipped by default, but jumping is great and you definitely want that power up. The boots even allow you to jump on enemies' heads to defeat them. Otherwise, for example, you get an item that gives you health when you hit an enemy, but it does not allow you to pick up health kits. There are so many health kits in the game, I see no reason to use this item. The health it gives back isn't that much. If you really wanted to, you could equip it and unequip it whenever you want. The game doesn't limit you. The items feel kind of generic and forced in. There are also so few of them, I keep finding repeats, so instead that gives you a health and armor bonus. That's not as much fun. Because of the inspiration of Doom, moving around is fast. Circle strafing and strafe running is a requirement. Just in case you don't know, circle strafing is circling the enemy while always facing them. I had to use this technique on a more powerful enemy as to keep shooting them and dodge their projectiles. Strafe running allows you to move faster by moving forward and sideways at the same time. In Gorescript, you can use this technique to reach places that you will not be able to reach by just moving forward. When you start the game, there is no jumping. I like fast-moving games as it gives me the ability to use my skill to dance around the enemies. To be able to cut between the enemies and grab the key and run away, it's so much fun. With the music, you can get into a really good rhythm of jumping around and trying to find the exit. There are only 18 levels, which isn't a lot, but I can tell the developers spent a lot of time crafting each one. There are a lot of small details throughout, like courtyards and some really weird teeth. I never felt lost because of how distinct each area looks, but there is a lot of area to explore. It feels like a maze, and sometimes you get looped back around and you can't go backwards. You'll also find areas that have vertical layers to them. It breaks up the corridors and puts enemies over you, so you have to be careful. I found if you take the time and explore, you will find hidden doors that lead to items and weapons. I haven't been using the map, so I'm sure I'm missing out since the interesting items are listed on it. I've been having more fun being surprised and finding them on my own. I might even suggest that the developer remove them from the map. One option is to play on the hardest difficulty because that removes the map and the HUD entirely. I realized the developer added the icons to the map because they really wanted players to build their arsenal. I don't really have much to say about the look of the game. I feel pretty meh towards it. A little bland, don't you think? I like the blood splatter, and that my kills have an effect on the world, but the game could have had a lot more exciting palette, or more interestingly shaped enemies. There are some other things that I actually don't like about the game. I don't think there is enough enemy variety. Only 3 levels in did I finally come across a new and exciting enemy, and it seemed like a boss, but no, just a regular enemy. After 9 levels, it's still the same 3 types. I'm getting a little bored only interacting with these 3 types of enemies. There is a boss, but it's not a new enemy. I was a little sad. Also, the gun models are too similar looking. They should have used the white a bit more liberally to differentiate the weapons more. And as I said before, there could also be more items in the game. It's depressing to come across the same item over and over. Okay, one really weird side note. The enemies sometimes don't start moving when the level starts. I think this is to give the player some time before they start attacking, but I can get a good distance into the level before they even start moving. Starting the player in a safer area would have been a better choice. Maybe behind a door, so all the enemies can do whatever they want, and then when the player is ready, they can just open the door. It really took me out of the game, and I hope it's something that can be fixed. I like Gorescript, and if you're pining for a nostalgic first-person shooter, then I would suggest it. The controls are good and the music is pumping. It's just missing something really special to put it over that edge. If I was going to give a number rating out of 10, it would be like a 6, 6.5. Better than average, but maybe that's because I have a special place in my heart for Doom. For more Pep Opinions, subscribe to the channel. Thanks.